The Velux 5 Oceans Round the World Yacht Race set sail once again today from the historic city of Charleston in South Carolina. Having already completed 4 grueling ocean sprints since leaving La Rochelle in France in mid-October last year, the fleet of Eco 60 yachts and their tenacious skippers are ready to do battle once more in this 5th and final leg. It will be a journey that will take the 4 elite solo sailors on a demanding 3,600 nautical mile traverse of the North Atlantic, from the east coast of the USA back to La Rochelle. The competitors in the 2010-2011 edition of the race have already faced the searing heat of the windless doldrums, summited the mountainous seas of the Southern Ocean, and rounded the infamous Cape Horn. But all remain respectful of what the Atlantic might have in store for them.
The Atlantic's always got the opportunity to surprise us. At the moment out there we've got some strong northerlies, which is something I'd be looking for. This boat and myself work best in heavier breeze, so I'm looking for that. But I know as we leave Charleston it's going to be very, very light airs, and we're going to be looking to just come north on the Gulf Stream and then find the perfect stepping off point to go into the Atlantic. It's a shorter race, and in such it doesn't seem to hold the same kind of peril of the others, but the Atlantic is the Atlantic and it's still got the opportunity to surprise us.
It's gonna be definitely really fast, because it's gonna be quite windy, because we have to go on the 48 degrees on the north. So probably this is gonna be better for me than last one, because gonna be definitely the weather system looks like on the 7 oceans. So gonna be everything with the downwind, reaching and jibing, something like that. So this is a good opportunity, making some good tactician for the rest guys.
Of course, you got to watch the low pressure systems coming off of the Maritimes and Canada, and you want to play those as well. You want to be on the right side, so you're going downwind. So it's a pretty tactical leg. You can be on the wrong side of things and find yourself out the back pretty quickly. So everybody will be watching that. Of course, it's a quick sprint, and it's only 3,500 miles from here. And my routing software is telling me as quick as 12 days. So we could be in France very quickly.
It will go from probably very hot to moderately warm to somewhat cold, and it's a real leg. I mean, this is a sprint. It's a short one, so we got to stay focused for 2 weeks, and that's it. And it'll happen fast, and it could happen fast and furious.
The annual Charleston Harbour Fest was a particularly fitting setting for race start day, with hundreds of sailing enthusiasts on hand to wish the Velux 5 Oceans skippers good luck and a safe passage to France. Currently lying in 4th overall, British skipper Chris Stanmore-Major goes into the final leg of the race with a lot to prove.
Well, listen, let's give him a big round of applause as Chris sets sail for home.
Competing in his first ever solo round the world yacht race, the Englishman has grown in ability and confidence over the last 8 months of hard ocean racing. If all goes to plan, there's a reasonable chance of the 33-year-old finishing on the podium.
Whatever happens on this race now, the ultimate destination is the finale of the race. So if you come limping into port with everything broken, you've done your very, very best. So we're going to go all out. We've got everything absolutely set up. The boat's in great condition at the moment, and we've had an upward sweep in our scoring as we've gone through this race now. And I want to just push that up, and let's see. We're happy in second. Brad is not unbeatable, which we always say, although he always pulls it out the can and makes it happen. But I think that second and first place are available, and absolutely going to do everything we can to get into it.
Thank you.
Also competing in his first solo ocean race, Polish skipper Zbigniew Gutkowski has had a drama-filled time since casting off his lines in La Rochelle last year. A badly lacerated head, a broken rib, keel problems and a destroyed bowsprit are just a few of the many issues the man from Gdansk has endured on this epic adventure so far. Gutkowski is currently tied with Canadian Derek Hatfield for 2nd place overall. Both have 43 points in the standings. Ocean Sprint 5 is set to be a hard-fought affair between these 2 world-class skippers, with both desperate to beat the other on this final sprint across the Atlantic.
I definitely have to take a fight with the Derek. Everything correct with the notice of race. So let's see who's gonna be best. Theoretically, everything is open right now, because when Brad not passing the finish line, lost the big number of points. So probably Darek and me got the opportunity to pass the Brad, so take the first position. Everything is possible. But if Brad going like a cruising stuff, not taking a risk, keep it the pole position, no problem.
I think it'll be a good race between Gutek and I, and it's going to happen real quick, which is nice because I think we're all anxious now to get to France and get the race over with and get the over results. But it'll be fun right out of the blocks here at the starting line. I think it's going to be a good battle all the way across.
While Hatfield and Gutkowski are scrapping it out, race leader and local hero Brad Van Loo will be hoping that he can stay out of trouble. The native of Charleston has been a class act during this 8th edition of the race. The 43-year-old has made a clean sweep of the 4 ocean sprints contested so far. Van Loo has an unassailable lead in the points table, but still has the pressure of finishing the last leg before he can be crowned champion.
I'm not just going to roll over, but I'm also not going to take huge risks that could compromise my overall position. So we'll just have to see how those guys lock horns, and once we enter the ring, who starts swinging what punch, you know?
So with all of the skippers safely aboard their Eco 60 yachts, the race got underway at 3 p.m. local time, just off the South Carolina coastline. A flotilla of well-wishers were out on the water to see battle commence between these top skippers. It was Derek Hatfield who crossed the start line first, closely followed by Brad Van Loo, Zbigniew Gutkowski and Chris Stanmore Major. But not long after that, Stanmore Major put in a burst of speed aboard his boat Spartan to reach the first marker buoy at the head of the field, winning himself €1,000 in the process. While blue skies have been present for the vast majority of the Velux 5 Oceans stopover in Charleston, during the opening miles of the race the competitors were greeted by a blanket of low cloud, with the threat of stormy weather a distinct possibility. With over 26,000 miles already completed, the 4 Eco 60 yachts being put through their paces have started to feel the stress and strain of the tough ocean racing they have undertaken so far. As already well documented, Zbigniew Gutkowski has had a multitude of technical issues aboard his boat Operon Racing over the last couple of legs, while Derek Hatfield admitted for the first time on race start morning that he too has a couple of concerns about his yacht Active House. However, the Canadian is staying tight-lipped about the exact nature of the problems playing on his mind. With so much at stake going into the last leg, it remains to be seen just how hard the 4 skippers dare to push their boats on the way to France. Although Brad Van Loo is odds-on favourite to win the 2010-2011 edition of the Velux 5 Oceans, there's a lot of hard-fought racing still to go, and podium places up for grabs. Weather permitting, the fleet of Eco 60 yachts is expected to be dockside in La Rochelle in about 12 days' time.